Two people are standing in a room. Nobody is bleeding. Nobody has been attacked by wolves. Nobody has even said anything that bad. And yet, after 3 seconds of silence, your brain starts acting like the village has voted you out. Because silence is weird, not peaceful silence. Not watching the sunset silence. I mean the other silence. The silence after you say, yeah, same. And then both of you just stand there like two abandoned loading screens. The kind where you suddenly become aware of your hands, your breathing, the exact wetness level of your own mouth. And your brain goes, quick, say something normal. Mad weather lately, indoors, to someone you live with. And that is because human conversation is not just words. It is social ping pong, tiny little turns. One person says something, the other person reacts. A nod, a laugh, a yeah, a no way, a tiny noise that means, I am still emotionally subscribed to this conversation. And we are weirdly fast at it. In normal conversation, humans often respond in fractions of a second, which is insane because your brain is not just hearing words, it is decoding tone, face, timing, eye contact, social danger, your own response, and whether you are about to accidentally say something that ruins your life. This is why smooth conversation feels good. It tells your brain, we are connected. We understand each other. Nobody is currently planning to feed me to the group. Then silence happens, and the social Wi-Fi drops. 1 second is fine. 2 seconds is suspicious. 3 seconds and your brain is already walking around with a clipboard asking, who died? Because silence creates uncertainty. And uncertainty is where anxiety opens a little office. Your brain starts asking, did I say something weird? Are they bored? Are they angry? Did they hear me? This is the problem. Silence does not always mean something is wrong. But your brain treats it like missing information, and humans hate missing information. We would rather invent a terrifying explanation than sit calmly inside a blank space. That is why a normal pause can feel like rejection. Not because it actually is rejection, but because the flow stopped. And when the flow stops, your brain starts checking the social engine. Before humans were sitting in kitchens saying, yeah, no, definitely, they lived in groups where being accepted mattered a lot. So humans became very sensitive to social signals. A smile matters, a laugh matters, a pause matters, the group going quiet matters. Because silence can mean many things. Sometimes it means peace. Sometimes it means thinking. Sometimes it means respect. This is why awkward silence feels louder than actual noise. A room can be completely quiet and somehow still scream, do something. That is why people fill silence. Weather, traffic, random facts. The classic emergency sentence. So, what have you been up to? Which is not a question. It means, please help me keep this interaction alive. And the worst part is, once you notice the silence, you make it worse. Because now you are not listening. You are standing there trying to look casual while your brain is backstage throwing furniture. Your face is smiling. Your soul is buffering. And the other person can feel it too. Now both of you know the silence exists. The silence has become a third person. That is why awkward silence spreads. One person gets tense. The other person notices. Then they get tense. Then both brains quietly agree. This is now a situation. And suddenly a normal conversation has turned into a hostage negotiation with eye contact. But here is the important part. Silence itself is not the enemy. Silence can be good. Close friends can sit in silence and feel fine. Couples can sit in silence and feel safe. Some people can share a whole car journey without speaking and somehow not emotionally collapse. Because the difference is not the silence. The difference is what the silence means. Safe silence says, we do not need to perform. Awkward silence says, we have lost the rhythm, and nobody knows who is holding the conversational steering wheel. That is why silence with a stranger feels worse. You do not have enough trust yet. There is no history, no shared rhythm, no proof that they still like you after you said you too to the waiter. So your brain starts working overtime. It tries to repair the silence. It reaches for a joke, a question, a noise, anything. This is where humans become incredible. Because we have invented thousands of tiny social repair tools. Anyway, so yeah, long story short, right. Cool, cool, cool. These are not phrases. They are emotional duct tape. They patch the conversation just enough to keep everyone moving. Because deep down, awkward silence is not really about silence. It is about belonging. It is your brain asking, are we still okay? Are we still connected? Did I just become weird? And sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes you did become weird. But most of the time, everyone else is also too busy worrying about themselves to properly notice, which is comforting, in a depressing way. So why is silence so awkward? Because conversation is one of the ways humans prove they are safe with each other. When it flows, we feel connected. When it breaks, we feel exposed. And when it goes quiet for too long, your brain does not hear nothing. It hears, quick, say something. The tribe is watching. So next time a conversation goes silent, remember, you are not broken. You are not socially doomed. You are just a hairless appointment booking creature with an ancient group survival a la M system, trying to survive 3 seconds of nothing.